Hi guys, Cutlass here, and I'm going to go through a very quick, I hope, cold start procedure for the KA50. So without further ado, let's jump in the cockpit. Now I'm going to first off, we're going to close the cockpit door, okay? So right Control C. I've turned the audio down a little bit, so hopefully you can hear me nice and clearly. So let's start. So we come over to here. Battery 2 and 1, so lift the covers on the batteries and flick the switches up. Close the covers again. AC generator system, left and right, flick those up. Fuel pumps forward and aft, on. Fuel quantity valve, on. Fuel shutoffs, left and right, flick them up and close them again. Flick the APU fuel cutoff and flick that up. Then come up to here, we'll just do this one now, lift the cover for the fire extinguisher system and right click and move it up and close the cover. Then I come down to the bottom, so all the comm switches on, flick them all up, and this one is your ejection seat, flick that on and close the cover. Open the cover on this one, this is the weapons power, flick that up and turn that one on. Okay, then we come to the IFF, turn that on and close the cover. Nav on. Engine governor, left and right, lift the covers and flick them on. Close the covers again. Then we'll come down here. Standby attitude indicator, turn that on. The rest is kind of nav stuff. I like to turn on the lighting, so we'll turn that on. And if I can turn my view, 1 second, and we come down here, Ekron, right click down, close the cover. CMD power, right click, put that up and close the cover. Your laser warning system, L148, right click and put that up, and the INU, right click and put that up. Then I come down to the autopilot system. So I put the pitch hold, bank hold, heading hold on. Master nav mode, right click that until you get to operation, OPER. And then I come to the power for the data link and I turn that on also. And I switch this to wingman. Don't worry about this one just now, but I turn it to wingman. And this depends on if you're flying with someone else. Okay, now what we do is you'll see the master caution is blinking. So click it once to cancel, then left click again and hold it and you'll see the self-test coming up here. That's fine. Now while we're here, we'll mouse wheel down over the standby attitude indicator and uncage it, and this little red flag will disappear. And then set that. And then we come down to Ibris power, flick that switch up and let that do its thing. Okay, now we're ready, we're at that stage now, we're ready to start the APU. So we come down here, this switch by default is in the center position, which is for the APU start. So we go ahead and press start button here, and we look over here and our APU valve is open. APU is now beginning to start up, the temperature is coming up. APU oil pressure normal. APU is now on. So we can go ahead, we're now ready to try and start the engine. So what we'll do is this black lever here is the rotor brake. You must disengage the rotor brake prior to starting the engine. So right click and push this one down. Then come back up to this switch here. Left click, so it's going for the left engine first. And hit start. Look over here, you'll see dial number 1. Temperature's starting to come up, left engine's beginning to spool. As the needle starts to move, come back over to the fuel cutoff lever and click it left and to move it to the open position. And you'll see over here the temperatures will now increase. Our RPM is going up all the time and our rotor blades are starting to spin. Now what you need to do is wait until that is fully spooled up and it's stable, the temperature is stable and the RPM is stable. It's looking good. Here we go. Okay, that looks nice and stable now. And we'll move back over and we'll now start the right engine. So come back over to the switch and left click it once, so it's now pointing down to the right hand. And then we hit start again. Hit this button here, start. Wait for the needle to start to move. The needle with the number 2 on it. Temperatures are coming up. Needle's starting to move. Let's move the fuel cutoff to the open position. Temperatures are increasing. That's spooling up nicely. We're past the 20% RPM, looking good. And we'll wait till that stabilises out now. It's coming. Well, we'll have a look at this KC130 taking off while it's spooling up. Lovely jumpy. Okay, so it's now stabilised. Now what we need to do is to get the full RPM. This is yellow handles here. The default key for this is page up on your keyboard, so hit page up twice and you'll hear the engine noise change.
Watch ekran.
Okay, now got the full RPM and we don't need the APU anymore, so we come up to this switch up here, APU shut off. We hit the APU shut off. APU will now shut down, which it has done. And then you can come over here, flick the cover back up, and you can knock the APU fuel valve off and close the cover again. That's pretty much it, guys. You can have the nav lights on if you want. You've got your dust protection, your ice protection. Don't worry about that at the moment. But that is a quick and easy, I hope, to follow startup guide for the KA50. This is Cutlass. You've been watching. We'll see you next time.